Nights at Freddy's. Oh boy, the Five Nights at Freddy's have a long story. So me and Five Nights at Freddy's have some story. Let's just say that. Don't Diego, don't put the clip of you getting scared. By please. Okay, I'm just gonna put it anyway. Whatever. Okay. Yeah. Five Nights at Freddy's is a very scary game. Me and Five Nights at Freddy's have had an interesting story. Like I have never played. Well, I have, but like I have never finished the games because I'm a freaking pussy and I'm just too scared. But I've been watching YouTubers play. Like I watched Markiplier, The Game Theorist, Jacksepticeye, Dawko. I've seen them play FNAF because I'm too big of a scaredy cat. But yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's has had a long story. It started, as a small indie developer, just making games, and then made a game that everybody liked. And yeah, it's really good. But now, as you know, Scott Cawthon has retired and moved the franchise to Steelwell. Now Steelwell making the Five Nights at Freddy's from now on. And thus, this takes us to Security Breach. Security Breach is like gonna be the next FNAF Five Nights at Freddy's game. The thing is, the FNAF fan base. By the way, when I'm saying FNAF, you guys know what I mean. But when the FNAF fan base have been really supportive because they stick to this game, even though this game was supposed to come out last year, but it's gonna come out at the end of this year. Like it started in 2019. And then it's gone all the way up to 2021, and the FNAF fan base has stayed with it the whole way through, and that's really cool. The FNAF fan base is one of the best fan bases. But yeah, even though they had to wait, Scott made a new game either way. So, I mean, it's cool. Would I play? Am I gonna play it? Of course I'm not. I don't have a PS5, and my computer can't handle it. So I just watch YouTubers play it, I guess. I mean, it's not going to play it or anything, but this takes us to the main topic that I want to talk about, and that is, will the game be good? Now, in my opinion, I think this game is going to be good, but I think this is going to be the most different FNAF game ever, because as you can see, here I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to have it on screen, but as you can see, the game is mostly movement wise. It's not mostly stay still and wait for the animatronics to come towards you. It's mostly movement. So this makes me wonder, is the game going to be mostly about gameplay, or is it mostly going to be horror? In my opinion, I think this game is going to be more gameplay and lore. So basically what I mean is, I think it's going to be more of a Hello Neighbor type of game where, yeah, it can be scary at times, but the whole game mostly focuses around the gameplay and the lore. So in this game, I think this game is gonna do really good when it comes to that aspect, because they have so many cool ideas that I think are gonna make for fun experiences. Like for example, Roxanne's race course. I think that could be like a cool idea for a minigame, or for Monty Gator's golf course. That could also be like a cool minigame as well, where they have to chase you down and you have to hide in certain places while also doing certain tasks. I think that's really cool. Now, and if it wasn't obvious already, this game is going to be mostly different from the other FNAF games, because as you can see, in the other FNAF games, you mostly wait for the animatronic to come towards you. I think this game is mostly going to be different because it relies on you coming to the animatronics, sort of. But when I say this is not going to be a mostly horror aspect, it's because FNAF always relies on the horror of sound and imagination. Like for example, if FNAF 1, when you see like the sounds in Freddy's his that crying sound, I guess. And when you're just hanging out and chilling, like you never feel like something's right. You always feel like they're moving, or you always feel like something's wrong, or like it mostly like leads to your imagination that something is not right, and that's the fear of not knowing that. And I think that's where Five Nights at Freddy's has most of its creativity and scare factor from. So yeah, I think and this game, since it's mostly free roam, I think it's not gonna have that. That's why I think it's gonna rely mostly on gameplay. But do I think it's mostly gonna be gameplay and not horror? Not at all. For example, we see in a couple of scenes where Chica's in the kitchen, it's like you can. The thing is, you can kind of see that. Let's say that Chica sees you, all right, and you see that you know that Chica sees you. That kind of makes it so you know that a jumper is coming, and that makes it so it's not less scary. Because if you see something coming, then you already know that, oh, I'm gonna get jump scared. That's the thing with horror games. You have to not know that there's gonna be a jump scare. It's the I don't know what's it called. It's like the thing that you don't know. That's the best way that I can describe it. But that's how I would say horror games should be. Now, some of the gameplay mechanics that I already predict and I think are gonna be good is the watch mechanic. As you can see, I put a screenshot of it right now. And the watch mechanic already has some pretty good ideas, like the fact that we have an inventory system, like we're gonna use different ability, like different things, like for example, we can like use batteries to charge some places, maybe have a place to hide with the inventory, or you have the map system where you can see where the animatronics are, and stuff like that. It's just really cool. Like that's the thing that I like. It's like it's combining FNAF with something new. And that's always something that I'm gonna like when you do something new, and that's really something that I really appreciate about this game. Not doing the same thing over and over is something that it's really good. Like if you do something over and over, people are gonna get tired of it, and changing things up is, I think, it's the right call. Like it's gonna be one of the better games, I would say. Would I think this would be the best FNAF game? I don't think so. I think the best FNAF game is FNAF 1. And one of the few things, like I'll have several things that I want to talk about, but one thing that I want to talk about is, would this game be good for new players? I think so, but I think it would be a good experience, but it wouldn't fully give you the full FNAF experience, because the full FNAF experience is the animatronics coming towards you. And this is more of a free roam, so you won't really see the FNAF experience. So when that aspect, I think that newcomers are gonna be like, oh, this is a really cool game. Maybe this is how FNAF really is. And then they visit back the old games and they're like, whoa, this is completely different. That's the crazy thing about this, is if FNAF has evolved so much that it's completely different for it now was, and that's really good, because you don't want the same thing over and over. That's just not, that people are gonna get bored of that. But I think that's all my thoughts that I think would be like in this game. And as you can see, most of my thoughts were good. The thing is, also one last thing actually that I wanted to say is how the lore. I think this is gonna be the game with the most lore in it, besides FNAF 6. I think this game is gonna have the most lore, because it's gonna set up the next game or next thing or anything in the series. Because we already see, because this actually, we can actually see what's gonna come next. Like for example, in FNAF 6, if you just go with it normally, you're not gonna know the full story. Like in most FNAF stories, you don't know the full story. In this game, you're actually gonna know. So we're actually gonna know the full lore of it, and I'm guessing there are gonna be some Easter eggs where you can see like certain things that's gonna tease the next thing. But yeah, that's gonna be my last thought on how this game will work, and I think it's gonna be really good. I'm really hyped about it. I can't wait to watch YouTubers play it. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, or you like me, or you like my channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya, Nara.
I wanted to talk seriously and honestly for a moment about my new favorite channel. It is so good. Oh my god. Look at it.